Alright everybody, this is the Fade checking in here for another episode here on the Ascending the Tower from 1600 Elo all the way. We're going to make it to Legend at some point. That's a bit on the slow side at the moment because of how terrible the Go Battle servers are at the moment from Niantic Labs. Hopefully they can fix this pronto because some of the stuff that's been happening is rather game breaking. If you're experiencing any lag, defects or anything like that while you're playing Go Battle League, make sure you make a comment down in the section below and I'll try and send as much of it towards Niantic Labs as possible because this is a really big issue at the moment. I've had a lot of times where I've come in and not had charge attack buttons. I've had times where the shields have gone up and they've not blocked anything. It's rather broken at the moment. Sometimes it's not even enjoyable to play it because of how broken it is. Hopefully they have an update soon, a patch. The communication hasn't been overly great so far from Niantic, from their social media team. It's mostly just been bot communication, which is rather disappointing when it's such an expensive company. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been investing quite a few dollars in this game and have lost raid passes and all kinds of things with how bad the servers have been of late. So like I said, if you have any issues that you've experienced so far, please slap those down there in the comment section so we can try and get this sorted as quickly as possible, because the more feedback for Niantic the better, they've said many times over. But with that said, guys and girls, let's get into the team here today. The team we have is a Shadow Machamp with Counter, Rock Slide and Cross Chop. We have Perrserker with Shadow Claw, Foul Play and Close Combat, which is a change up from our Iron Head edition in the last episode, and we've got the old regular down there, Meganium with Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant and EQ. So the first one we have Shadow Machamp on the lead here, and it's going straight into a Mandibuzz, which is a semi-positive matchup because it doesn't do a great deal of damage on the fighting type moves because of the flying type on Mandibuzz, but the Cross Chop does do quite a decent chunk of damage, and if you do it that quick they probably won't throw up a shield. So you want to try and hold on to those. We've thrown the Cross Chop. Are we going to get a shield? No, we don't. So it does a decent bit of chip damage there. We won't need to throw the first shield, I don't feel, but we do anyway. It's an Aerial Ace, which would have been super effective, so that was actually a decent shield. We'll switch straight into the Perrserker here, and they've got the Excadrill out here. If they don't shield this, this is good night. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? Here it comes, we've got a Close Combat. Do they shield it? No, they don't. Kapow! There we go, Chad. Look at that. See you later, Excadrill. And that right there has turned this game on its head. We've got Blastoise coming in here. We're going to try and get off the Foul Play here, which will most likely be getting one of those two shields they've been sitting on. If they don't use the shield here, then it's a bit of a brain scratcher. But they've used the first shield, so that's good. Will we be able to get to that second Foul Play if they try for the farm down? Yes, we can with 1 HP and a Dream. Will they throw their second shield here and be exposed to what we could bring out? That would be a huge advantage here. And they've thrown that second shield, so now we have a 1 shield advantage. And we can bring in a super effective Grass type on a Blastoise, which is huge. And that could force them to bring the Mandibuzz back out on the Machamp. There is the chance this could be an Ice Beam. It is an Ice Beam, so it does a good chunk of damage, but we can tank that here on the Mandibuzz. On the Meganium. The Mandibuzz has come back out here, and Aerial Ace will see the end of Meganium here. And it's smarter play just to let that go down, so now we are behind on the count, but we have a shield advantage here on Machamp. We've been able to get a bit of an overcharge there, so we've saved a shield for the Blastoise, who has a bit of energy in his pocket. And this Mandibuzz has been sent back to the dugout, and Blasthouse is here, and we should be able to get to this Cross Chop, and that'll be the end of the match. That'll move us to 1-0 here on this set here. As we started this series at 1600 Elo, we are slowly getting to where we need to be. We're sitting right now at just a bit over 1800, so we've moved up 240 points. But we have the Machamp lead here on a Meganium. If we can get to a Cross Chop and get that off before the Frenzy Plant comes in, that'll be huge because nobody ever thinks about blocking this, and it does quite a decent chunk of damage on a Meganium. It's a good chunk of neutral damage from a cross chop, as you see, and then you can just switch straight out, or you can try for the farm down. But we switched out for the Perrserker here, and Perrserker will be able to tank anything but an Earthquake. An Earthquake will be a one-shot, and it's an Earthquake. I was thinking they were going to throw the Frenzy Plant out. It's no big deal. We can just come back in here now with the Machamp and farm down. We've done exactly that. We've got a lot of energy in the bank here, and out comes the Hypno, which is a big negative for us. Would have been good if we didn't let that Perrserker drop here, because Perrserker would have been doing super effective damage with that Shadow Claw, as well with the foul play. And those confusions just rip a Machamp to pieces, especially a Shadow one. Now we've got Meganium coming in. The only chance that we have here is to try and farm up to 2 Frenzy Plants, but instead of farming up, I pulled the trigger early. Maybe thinking I can pull that shield off them, but they'll be able to sit on a quick farm to an Ice Punch or a Fire Punch to build up here and get rid of my shields. That would be the smartest play they can make. So we're looking at it here, and the Fire Punch is coming in. That probably wouldn't, it's about the same as an Ice Punch really. So we've got those oh yeah, we got a chance here if we can farm down this Gyarados. If we can farm him down with Mob, look at the lag there everybody, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's just the game at the moment. And as you can see, if the Excellent came through, that would have left us with the 2 Vine Whips that came through, and it would have been Gyarados down. But now I have to throw the shield to prevent myself from dropping, which I would have been able to keep in the bank with Hypno coming out. I was trying to hit that EQ now that he was shieldless, but unfortunately I don't have that shield anymore because the lag made me lose out. And that makes us go to 1-1, which is rather disappointing because an Excellent there would have gotten rid of that Gyarados on one shot, and we only ended up with a Great because of the lag, which is very irritating. Now we've got the Machamp on the Superior lead here. The Superior Aerial Ace will do a huge amount of damage. We're going to try and hopefully get a bit of chip damage here with the Cross Chop. It will do a good chunk of neutral on the Superior. And they've actually thrown the block, so we're going to bring in the Perrserker safe swap as always, because bringing in the mirror matchup on Meganium actually loses because of the Aerial Ace in the back pocket for Superior. So we bring in the Perrserker here, and in comes the Machamp. So if we can farm up to maybe a foul play or a little bit more, I don't think we'll get to 2 because Machamp just absolutely slaps. So we've got the Excellent coming through for once, and it does half health damage there on the Machamp. So it's a good idea here just to let Perrserker go down and save those shields for maybe Shadow Machamp. Also might be a good idea to try and save them for Meganium, because Meganium will have to face an Ice Punch at some point. And we've come in with Meganium here. So Meganium's going to be doing those Vine Whips, do a good bit of bit by bit damage. We're going to have to throw up that first shield because the Ice Punch will be doing super effective damage. And we managed to block that off. Now we can get to the farm down. Yeah, we've managed to hit the farm down, which is great. And then we've got the Steel type that comes in. So we need to try and bait that last shield out here. We're going to throw the Frenzy Plant and then hopefully get up to the Earthquake in time. And because we farmed up enough energy, they might be thinking we'll go straight for the money shot right there. But we're not going to. We're actually going to try and farm up to this Earthquake. And because we have to be a little fearful of the Rock Slide there. Not too much. It wouldn't be a one-shot, but it would do enough damage that we'd be in a bad spot for what was the lead Pokemon here. But we farm up a little bit over the top. And then we throw off that Earthquake, and that'll be a one-shot kapow here on Melmetal, because Melmetal takes super effective damage from an Earthquake. Now we have back in the Superior comes, and we'll throw that Vine Whip. Well, not the Vine Whip, we'll throw the Frenzy Plant. We've thrown plenty of Vine Whips. But here comes the Excellent Frenzy Plant. We've done enough chip damage there, and it seems like they might be holding on to get a Frenzy Plant of their own. At this range, an Aerial Ace would be close enough to a kill or a knockout. This will be an Aerial Ace, but it won't be enough. It'll be just short, which will give me a chance to get to the Frenzy Plant, and this Frenzy Plant will be enough to end this match and move us to a 2-1 record, which is actually really nice, considering that we had a couple of negative matchups in there at one point. But that Shadow Machamp lead is actually quite fun, and that's a real spicy pick over there, the Shelgon. We do have the better DPS on the Shadow Machamp as opposed to the Ember Shelgon. I believe it's hitting me with Ember. I could be wrong, but I believe it's Ember. We throw out that cross chop, the first one gets blocked. We might be able to get to a second one. No. So we'll have to use a shield too, because whatever it throws out will pretty much eliminate a Machamp at this point, a Shadow Machamp. So the Twister would have been probably left us with a little bit, but we get to the cross chop here, and if they can throw out that second shield, it'll be a big win. Do they throw out the second shield and give us the one shield advantage going into the end of the game? No, they've just let Shelgon go down. I'm okay with that. And then Feraligatr comes in, so we pull out the Meganium, and what do they have in the back? They have a Sizer. Oof. We've gone straight up for the Earthquake, however, Sizer has some pretty nice moves, and it does have the X-Scissor, which is super effective on a grass type. If they don't use that last shield here on the EQ, it's going to be game over for Sizer. If not, it's game over for Meganium, and it looks like our good friend here, Sizer, is going to be sending Meganium back to the dugout here. We didn't have enough charge to get up to the Frenzy Plant, which we've done a bit of damage, not a lot, but a bit. Perrserker does have the chance for a one-hit knockout with close combat if we can get there before 400 Night Slashes come through. And they've got the X-Scissor and Night Slash here. We did lose the CMP tie right there. We wouldn't die from a Night Slash, I think, but we'll use the shield anyway, just to keep us with a bit more health in the bank. And this also chews through the switch timer. So here comes the big one-hit kill from Perrserker. We've got the Feraligatr back in, and we're going to bring straight in here the Shadow Machamp, who's going to be eating this bit of energy from our opponent. It would have been smarter from them if they farmed down, but they threw it straight away with the Hydro Cannon, and Hydro Cannon on a Feraligatr drops him right down to nothing. And we'll have the chance here to get to that close combat, but there's been a bit of lag, and it's overcharged. Oh, we got there with 1 HP and a dream thanks to the lag. Oof. That lag was at the worst possible moment of this matchup. That could have lost the game there. But now we move to 2-1. And 2-1 is always better than what could have been 0-3 so far from 2 bits of lag. We got a positive matchup here with a Surfetched on the lead against a Shadow Machamp. We will do a smidge more damage than the Surfetched. We do have the spammy cross chop here on the Shadow Machamp. They've thrown the Leaf Blade, and we're going to try and farm down, but they've switched straight out to the Politoed. And we throw a cross chop. Hopefully we can draw the shield. Do we get the shield? Yes, we do. We get the shield. That's great. We weren't able to get it off in time for the Meganium. And it's a big risk here to throw the shield up and switch straight into the Meganium, because they can easily get to a Blizzard before 2 Frenzy Plants. And if they do, then I could be on the back foot because of the super effective damage on Perrserker from the Mud Shot. Machamp will be able to possibly counter down if they throw their energy. I just don't see that being the right play though. It's better to come in with Perrserker, who will be able to withstand a Blizzard and a Weather Ball, and be able to load up on energy. And we weren't able to knock the Politoed out there. It's a tough choice here to bring in the Machamp or the Perrserker, but we're going to go with the Perrserker. The Perrserker might be able to get to a Foul Play in time. A Foul Play would knock Politoed out at this range. A Weather Ball will do, I don't know why a Weather Ball does a lot of damage to Perrserker, but it just does. Close combat coming in here. Hopefully we can knock this Surfetched out here. That would be huge. Here we go, we got it. We were able to put it down, and now we can just come in and farm down with the cross chop, and that will be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. That moves us to 3-1 on this set. This set has been rather tasty with the Shadow Machamp leads. Oh, sorry, there's still a Ferrothorn in the back. I thought that one was over. But this cross chop will be doing super effective damage, almost I think it's 160% extra damage. So that will be a halfway health punch on Ferrothorn, and that's game over. Thank you, very well played to my opponent. 3 and 1 is now fixed in stone. Actually, that was the last one. I missed one somewhere. So we went 4 and 1. And we got some good stuff there, and we've gotten a Pupitar out of our games there. So the Pupitar wasn't all that good. He's been transferred straight up. He was a 2-star, and it was the wrong side of the attack bar. So the Pupitar is gone. But with that Shadow Machamp, we were able to get a lot of decent lead wins. And with the lead wins, we were able to capitalise on that with the Perrserker or the Meganium. The issue that you do face with this team is if you run into a Toxicroak. A Toxicroak can pretty much destroy this entire team, even with 2 shields, if you have them. It's the damage output from a counter on Toxicroak on everything on this side is huge, and the Sludge Bomb will one-shot a Meganium. So that is the true weakness to this 3, is a Toxicroak with Sludge Bomb. But apart from that, it's a rather well-rounded team. Perrserker can beat Altaria, Meganium can beat your Grounders, Machamp can beat your Steel types that are coming in as the anti-Charmers. Alolan Ninetales is a bit of a dilemma, but a loaded up Perrserker with close combat can do enough damage to eliminate a Alolan Ninetales as well as a Frenzy Plant from Meganium. So there is coverages to a Pokemon like that, but the biggest threat is when you come across those dirty charm holes. The dirty charm holes are the ones that will wipe you if they've got a Clefable and Wigglytuff in the same lineup, or any other charmer for that matter. If it's a Gramble in the back with a Wigglytuff, etc, etc, it becomes rather difficult to come back from something like that. But the 4-1 here is rather nice. Our final elo count after this 4-1 was 1838. So we've made it very close to 1840. We've come up almost 240 points since we started doing the Ascending the Tower from 1600 elo, so it's been rather nice. We would probably be higher if it wasn't for the incredulous lag on the servers over the last 5 to 6 days. We can only hope and pray that there is a fix to that in the near future, because it is rather difficult to play Go Battle League at the moment. For me anyway, I've had multiple games with no charge buttons, no charge attack buttons, the shield's not working, etc, etc. I've also had games where my switchboard on the right to actually change between my Pokemon wasn't even there, so I've actually had to just wait for a Pokemon to go down and the next one gets tossed out. It's been rather weird the last few games, and the last few days as well, especially from the servers of Niantic. But I thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit up the Salty Crew in Discord. It is down below if you want to join a raid community that pots out a good amount of effort every day for some raids as well as some practice Go Battle Leagues. We also have a good Tarkov community there too if you like to play Escape from Tarkov. But another thing too, if you're watching this video, I would very much appreciate it if you hit that like button, only if you enjoyed the content. And also I would like it if you are new here, if you're one of the 48% who are unsubscribed that are returning viewers, I'd much appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel huge. As well as if you're new to the channel, if you hit that subscribe button, it is a big help to what I'm trying to achieve here with this channel. But I appreciate everybody who has managed to come here and stop by and enjoy the content. That's the Fade, signing out. Peace out all. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube video. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/thefade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.